All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody is doing okay in Florida. My God, I mean, listen, these hurricanes are incredible. Good thing Josh went to his friend's house on the West Coast, and hopefully everything's working out, Josh, for you. And we have our main office that's right now in Jacksonville here at Cyber University. So hopefully they're all doing pretty well. Just terrible. And my prayers to everyone. Hopefully nobody got hurt. I'm hearing some pretty bad things that are going down there. So, it's just hope for the best, and hopefully they prepared for the worst. But with that said, everybody, market, we had a nice little rally that happened yesterday in the market. You saw we had a really, really nice little push that we had going on. Just change the chart right here. So you could see where we had a little bit of a nice little pop regarding in the market. And there were a couple of good stocks. Like I was trying to tell you earlier, I didn't like to, when you have a hurricane and say, okay, can you profit from it? But there were some stocks that did do really well. Not just the market did pretty well, but you had Home Depot that did really, really well yesterday. You had Lowe's that did pretty well, and you had Generac with the generators that did pretty well. So I did some swing trades on them, but I know there was some good day trades out there also that you guys traded. Starting off with the SOBR, that stock ran from a nice $1.40 to $2.80. That was about up 100%. FNGR, a nice little stock right there, cheap $1 to $1.70. Beats also middle of the day, ran from $2.80 to $3.80. Really, really nice move. ABOS had this big shake, it just tanked. It came right back up. That one did run from 7 to 10, and then Mara did really well. Mara had a really nice push, 960 all the way up to about 1080. So there was some pretty decent stocks, and for some of you out there that have some stocks that you just like to trade, maybe something consistent that does pretty well. With the market going up, they all did pretty well, and some stocks that trade with the market, you just follow the market. If the market's going up, they're going up. So overall, it was a pretty good day. Now we're down right now. We're down about 300 in the market right now. So it's still, listen, I wasn't planning on doing some swing trades, but I did do some swings because what was happening, overall, what happened with the hurricane, these are some things that trade totally different. Sometimes you'll see the market, like if you look at my watch list, it's all red, but sometimes there are things that will react differently just because, what's happening, in the world. If it's crypto stocks, if it's mining stocks, if it's, blockchain, whatever it is. But there are some stocks that are moving this morning. We'll keep an eye on them. We're going to trade them. We do have a decent list for you, so we're definitely going to do some shopping for you. Like I said, be very careful. Now, I just want to kind of I got some news for you regarding about real estate. And, it's going to affect the stock market also. And, like I told you, I live here in New York. Some of the biggest traders live in my block, you know what I mean? They live in my town, in my area here on Long Island. And I always get to meet with them. I see them out, and they told me some pretty interesting news yesterday. So you definitely want to stick around to the end before we go through the watch list. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But let's go see what is moving, and obviously working off the big percentage gainers and losers. The SNTI is the biggest percentage gainer right now. It's only up 21%. I was looking at level 4. I wasn't really that impressed. There was no real big iceberg orders. Somebody showed up here for about 30,000, pushed down the stock from $1.79 all the way down to $1.65. Not really that impressed with that stock, but it's not a very big list. But as a percentage gainer, it's got some big support levels right here. You can see from pre-market. So if it holds right here, stock could be pretty decent. SNTI. We saw that happen yesterday with some of the stocks that we traded. Another stock, here's a stock that just opened up. Look at this. This thing just 9 o'clock move. Look at that. MOTS. Pop right there. 250. Things almost at 450. That is program trading at its best at 9 a.m. So whatever they had, any news that came out, it must have just kicked in. Stock already traded 500,000 shares. Let me just bring up level 4, see what we got going on. Oh, yeah, we got buyers on this thing. We got a lot of buyers. Look at this. A lot of buyers showing up right here. A lot of orders. So, yeah, we got a nice little runner right now in this stock on MOTS. So Mott's looks pretty good. All right. Another couple of stocks. Let's still look around, see what else is out there. AKLS got some support levels here of 14%, 2.5 million shares. You know, I wasn't super impressed with that one, so I kind of scratched it out. This stock obviously being an IPO, no data right there. And what else I had? I had this stock, ADTX. Now, this stock got crushed. A lot of you remember we traded this stock just about 2 weeks ago. It ran from like $10 to 28. And then obviously you could see how a short squeeze kicks in, going out to $2. But you know what? We traded. We know she moves. You might get a little, you know, some people probably want to live what happened in the past. Not always indicative of the future, but you know what? Looks like she's doing pretty good. By the way, the Mott's got some big buyers showing up, so I just noticed it's starting to keep up there a little bit right there. Losers, not really seeing anything on the losers list. I didn't see anything that would be getting a good dead cat bounce. I know a lot of you were looking at this morning in Cyber Group Room, BBAY. Here's a stock that really took a really nice little push right here, up 37%. Nice tier sizes, nice level one stock. She's got some support levels right here. She's probably not going to be a very fast-moving stock. If you're a beginner trader, this stock will be up your alley. So BBAI, nice little stock right there. And that's about it. I mean, you had KOLD, which is obviously an ETF, but that one's doing really pretty well also. Nice little push there. But so far, the nice big mover right now is the MOTS, MOTS. Nice program trading, 9 a.m. Look like we're getting a little bit of a Fausto flag on that stock. Big buyer just showed up right now at 450. Huge buyer showed up, and boom, there it goes. Must have just 460. See it right there? See how it just kind of just went up right there? Look at all the time in sales. Love when I see that in time in sales. Yep, I'll show you the big orders. See them right there? This is why you have to follow the money. I have so many people on YouTube and Facebook that are watching right now. How do you trade not following the money? Okay? This is what it's all about. But anyway, good trade on that one. Ron says, you know, Ron, I saw Alcoa, and it's up big right now, but it's not really going anywhere, Ron. You know, not really super impressed. Right now, our big winner right now that we got going on right now is the MOTS. I will keep an eye on that. All right, so before we go, two things. Today at 11 o'clock, open house. If you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, if you're watching this recording, you can watch it later if you missed out. You want to learn how to follow the money. You want to know how to trade like a true market maker like I am, being a veteran here on Wall Street. Don't miss that. Cyber Group members in the trading room, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. But we'll just put the link. I think, yeah, there we go. Rich just posted the link right now in YouTube. Rich, could you post it also in the Cyber Group room? If anybody wants to come and join us, they're always welcome. You know, it's nice when you guys come back in the Cyber Group room. It's nice to hear and see the people out there and see what questions they have and see that where they're at. And like I said, we always would recommend you guys being there because we're always looking to recruit new traders. Now, two things. One thing I wanted to point out. So my dinner last night, just want to tell you what happened. There's going to be a huge, huge crash in the real estate market here in New York and everywhere else. Now, not more of just real estate, but more of the commercial buildings. They are all 40% occupancy, okay? Taxes are going up. People are not renting. COVID destroyed the retail, the market on the commercial buildings because people are like, they're not going to work. And nobody wants to work, believe it or not. I know it sounds crazy, but you could say it, that's impossible. Listen, nobody wants to work, okay? They're paying $30 an hour, $15. Nobody wants to work. They got spoiled. They got all this free money from COVID. They're finding out ways. They like staying home. I get it. So are we, you know. But that's why we're here. But they're expecting about within a year, there's going to be a huge crash in the real estate market. You know, if there's some stocks out there that are managing those properties, whatever it is, I'm going to be looking on to shorten them. But they're right. I mean, listen, mortgage is going to be due. People are going to default. You can't. Francesca says, I want to work. Listen, there's a lot of work out there, but a lot of people just don't want to take those jobs. I don't know what it is, but there is a lot of opportunity out there. But getting back to the real estate market, nobody's going to give you a loan with a 40% occupancy. That's what I was told. And it makes sense. You can't even cover the mortgage payment on it, okay? And believe me, all these buildings you see out there, they're not owned in cash, all right? They're all been finances. So the banks are going to be in really, really big trouble. You're probably going to see a ton of foreclosures coming out. A lot of buildings. Obviously, you know what's going on here in New York and Chicago, and crime is off the roof. So that's another reason why people don't want to go to work. Okay, why should I go there and threaten my life? Goldman Sachs is forcing everybody to go back to work minimum 3 days, and they are no longer giving away free coffee, which makes no sense. They're telling you right now, the godfather of Wall Street, the person that could control the market more than anybody, they're telling their employees, we are not giving you free coffee anymore, and you have to show up to work at minimum 3 days. Could you imagine it was 5 days? BlackRock did the same thing because they're paying all this money in buildings. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? You can't let people got to come to work. So, Andrea says, worse in Canada as we only have 5-year terms. It's crazy. It's crazy, Andrea. So, yeah, it's definitely hilarious, right, Francesca? I mean, regarding about no free coffee, and you're talking about the biggest, most powerful company out there. So, we're going to be doing a class. Okay, I want to give you guys a heads up. In the next few months, CTU is going to start offering. I have some of the biggest, most successful real estate entrepreneurs here, and we're going to be teaching you guys about how to get into real estate. So there's going to be some great opportunities out there. And if you're just looking to buy a 2-family home or whatever it is, maybe, or just start getting into real estate, I got some of the biggest gurus out here that are very well known, all over TV, everywhere. #1 bestsellers in books, everything, and they're expecting a big, big crash. So we'll let you know when that's going to come up. You don't want to miss that class. All right. Robert says no coffee. The American Revolution was just started over tea. Coffee's not even cheap anymore, too. Could you imagine? All right. So listen, MO2S is doing pretty well. Another iceberg order just showed up at about 480. Hopefully some of you guys jumped on it. When we found it early, when we started, it was already at $4. This is what you need to learn. Don't forget, today at 11 o'clock, we'll talk a little bit more about it, how to trade these stocks if you've never been here before. Cyber Group members, just to let you know, we moved on phase 3, lesson 3. Josh had no problem with his computers, obviously being in Florida. So he'll be doing it tomorrow morning. All right, guys? Good luck today. Happy trading. Be safe. We'll see you in about 15 minutes in commentary. YouTube and Facebook members, we'll see you back here at 2:30. All right? Thanks, everybody. Be safe.